Sport down figure, you know what I'm saying? State of the game, baby. Grow Force Lounge, we in the building, the place to be. My man, legendary EMAN. Sport down figure, that's what we do, y'all. I'm in the place to be right now with my homie, AJ Woodson, aka AJ Rock JVC Force. Y'all know what it is. Got my man Damon Jones in the place to be. We doing our thing today, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Black Westchester.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
a lot of other things going on. And we in the place to be. Just gonna give you a little heads up on what's going on, what we're doing, and we're gonna reveal a couple of things, and there's a lot of things we're not gonna reveal. But we're just gonna set it off right now. I'm gonna start with Black Westchester, man, and even before that, just tell me a little bit who you are and then what you got going on.
What's up, what's up? This is AJ Woodson, AJ Rock, JDC Force. Shout out to the music playing in the background. I got up with my partner, I've known my man for a while. We used to do, we were working on the Hip Hop Hall of Fame in Mount Vernon. That's actually how we met. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, I went down to Atlanta, he was doing his thing on a political arena or whatever. We came back, and when I came back up here, we formed Black Westchester and People Before Politics radio show.
Yeah, to follow up on what AJ was saying, blackwestchester.com, we were discussing that it wasn't really a lot of black media telling our story. A lot of people know me from fighting police brutality, being activism in Westchester County and throughout New York. And I was really frustrated because when I would watch the press conference or I would read articles on the issues that we were trying to bring public, they wasn't really telling our story. They wasn't really telling the half of it. And there wasn't really a website or any type of media that would tell the black point of view, what's going on in education, holding the politicians, especially the black ones, accountable to the people. So we got together and we started blackwestchester.com, and it's getting a lot of love, you know, but not only from black people, but from white people of all colors, because the angle, we're coming from the truth. And I think it's a good website to go to. And we also started People Before Politics radio show every Sunday on InTheMIXX.com. And we definitely hold the politicians' feet to the fire. We've had some cancel on us the last minute because they don't want to face the fire or face the truth. Because we ask the unorthodox questions. Questions that our viewers like to hear. And also, I'd like to thank you for having us on the show.
Definitely appreciate, man, you know what I'm saying? And also, yeah, I read the mags, man, you know what I mean? Ever since I saw it, I was like, wow, you know, my dudes is doing their thing, man. It's real intelligent, real informative, and I love the format. And I just wanted to be behind it, man. I wanted to get down and support, you know what I'm saying? And I would encourage everybody out there, you know, if you're a reader and you like to read, please go check out blackwestchestermagazine.com, because they have great articles, very informative, you know what I'm saying? And they're good brothers, man. You know what they're doing, man. You know, it's really a good thing, you know what I'm saying? Because like the brother said, it's not a lot of black media out there that's really world globally accessible unless you put the word out and support, you know, so I definitely support Black Westchester Magazine. And, you know, tell me a little bit about some of the people y'all had on.
Well, we had Senator Andrew Stewart Cousins, who is the head of the Democratic Senate of the state of New York. We've had Councilman Richard Thomas from Mount Vernon. We've had County Legislator Lyndon Williams. We have County Legislator Ken Jenkins. We had New Rochelle Mayor Norm Branson on the show. We had the first black elected female to the City Council of White Plains, Nadine Hunt Robinson. She was just on the show. We had Dr. Julio Cavallo, who is the Westchester chairman of the Independence Party. We had him on the show. We also had Greenberg Town Supervisor Paul Finer on the show. We had on the call-in, he wasn't there on video, but we had the legendary radio host Bob Law called in on the show. We had Captain Dennis Muhammad from the Peacekeepers Global Initiative on the show. So we had great people to come on the show, and then we have our own Rashid Bilal, who is a financial advisor. He comes on once a month to discuss finances, something that, you know, black families and people of color, we don't really talk a lot. We don't talk about stocks and bonds and investing. So we talk about those issues also.
And I just want to know, it is people before politics, and because of the election, we had a lot of politicians. Right. But we also had the Mount Vernon Film Festival, the guys that ran that. Right. You know, we've had Kenneth Chamberlain, who, you know, had an incident, you know, with brutality in White Plains. So we've had Michael Sussman, the civil rights attorney. So we're going to have a lot more people on, anything that has to do with the black community. You know what I'm saying? It might be sports, it might be. We had a back to school special. We had a whole bunch of educators talking about the state of the school. You know, when the school system started, when the school's season started, the school year started. No doubt.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. Like I said, y'all, you know, BlackWestChesterMagazine.com. And they're also on Facebook, and y'all got the Twitter too, right? Yeah. Got the Twitter. We gonna make sure we put it all in the box so y'all can contact them. And contact them, man. You know what I'm saying? You got questions or whatever, or maybe you might have a story or something, man. You know, send it on in, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like they said, man. You know, they represent the community and the whole and the global. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got much respect for them, man, and what they're doing, and I think it's awesome. I wish I could have been at almost there, all those interviews, just to experience what you guys experience being with those people and talking with them. And you know, it's very important, man, that, you know, information, man, and communication is very important. That's, I think, is one of the most worst things that we're dealing with as a people, is we seem to have some kind of communication breakdown.
That's right.
You know, how we communicate and how we view each other, and then there's this judgment be put on our own selves, where we dislike someone because of them trying to achieve their dream, you know. And then you got someone over here who's, oh man, you know, he ain't nobody, you know, like it's just such a evil spirit lurking right now, man. Like I can't even describe it, but I mean, from what your eyes, what do you think the problem is? What is it to you that you see is decaying and breaking things down instead of building them up?
Well, two things I wanted to say. First off, is blackwestchester.com. Right. But on the Facebook page, you will find them, the Black Westchester Magazine. Right. And the one thing I wanted to be clear about, like, a lot of people see that, so they think we only deal with blacks in Westchester. Right. We are the voice of the black community worldwide, and we're not just for black people. We're just telling the same thing. Like, there's a lot of white-based publications that we all read, but they deal with the issues that concern white people. You know what I'm saying? We deal with the issues that basically concern the black community as a whole. But it's not just a black thing, though. You know what I'm saying? But we're trying to fill the void that's needed. And we mentioned Bob Law. One of the things we talked about, we had him on the show. The breakdown, we've always had local, like when we was coming up, we had our local radio stations and even local black publications that, you know, when you saw what you saw on CNN and all of that, you was able to check them and they would be able to tell you what was going on and how it affected you and your community. But then once all these clear channels and all of these, they start buying up all the stations, those black stations started losing. You know, so we didn't have no more black voice. And unfortunately, the major mainstream publications don't broadcast from our point of view. With us in mind, if it bleeds, it leads. You know what I'm saying? They'll cover stuff like that, but they won't cover something positive in our community. So we're trying to fill that voice, and I think that's what's very important to building that communication. To educate people, to uplift people. The whole thing. I think that's very important. So,
yeah, I think when you speak of the black community in general, and in all communities, it's the lack of the proper knowledge. Yes. You know, I mean, on the Urban Soul Media website, we took the lessons from Elijah Muhammad that 85% was deaf, dumb, and blind, and 10% was the ruling class, and then you have the 5% was the poor righteous teachers. We're trying to fill that 5% role through media. So that 85%, and it's not a color, it's a percentage of people, that 85% will actually see what's going on through our writing, through how we our lenses of what's going on in our community, what's going on through politics, and what's happening in our lives as people of color. You know, I mean, we get saturated with MSNBC and CNN and Fox Television, and then those same people own the papers that we read, that the newspapers. You know, so you know, where do we fit in everything? You know, I mean, poor President Obama. You know, he's just getting the black backlash because he's a black man. But right now, what Wall Street is making more money than they ever had. For consecutive years, we had job growth, but are they actually giving Obama the credit for that? See, because if that was Bush, or if that was Clinton, or if that was any white president, he'll be another Jesus Christ. You know, but they're not doing that. So we take our time to give the president the credit for that. But then on the other hand, in the black community, you know, you got the highest jobless rate. You got poor education. So we want to address that also, because you can't have record gains in Wall Street, but when you go in the hood, you have poor education and you have low wages. So we want to be the voice on that, to hold the politicians' feet to this table, that, you know, you have to be about everybody. You just can't be about, you know, the ones with the money, you know, because Jesus said the rich man ain't never going to see heaven. So well, it's really hard, but most of them don't. So the whole thing we're trying to do is bring that conversation. And some of the majority of politicians that came on, recently there was a poverty rally, and only one county elected official showed up. You know. So what we did, and we took a picture of the row. The whole front row was empty. She came after we took the picture, but we still posted the picture because that picture says a lot, you know, and that picture says a lot to poor people, you know, in Westchester County. So what we did, every politician that came on the show, we asked them where were they, what was their reason for not being there, and what are you doing to fight poverty in Westchester County? So they know we're going to hold them accountable to give our people the knowledge, because the main thing is for them to exercise their right. You know, that's why we call it people before politics. Because at the end of the day, you have to be in the political arena. You have to use your right to vote and put people in office and take some of them out.
Yeah, that's so true. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just to clarify again, blackwestchester.com is the website. You know, being the Black Westchester Magazine is the Facebook. Grown Folks Lounge, you know what I'm saying, stay in the game, we need the place to be, man. We doing our thing, you know, and every now and then, man, we know we like to sit down and kick it with brothers like these brothers here, you know, to know what's going on and to stay in touch with the community and let the community know that it's not all about music and entertainment all the time. Sometimes you got to take that time to sit down and listen to something informative and intelligent, so that we can build from it. You know what I mean? I think, you know, these brothers are bringing a lot to the table with the magazine and their knowledge of things. You know, and it's nothing against anybody or any race or color, so please, you know, don't take anything out of context. Understand that they're giving the point of view, and it's a respectable point of view, and they respect your point of view. You know what I mean? They just here to give their voice. You know what I mean? And then you can also comment on things that they say. So if you heard something, you know, and you want to comment on it, y'all, you know the box is there. You're going to see the clip. Go ahead and comment in the box, man, and they'll holler at you, or comment on their Facebook or their website. They like to know how you feel about things. You know, that's the thing. Like I said, lack of communication. You know, we've become so much fascinated by other people's information, where we'll see a reality show and now, you know, we don't want to do nothing else but watch these reality shows, and, you know, the things that are taking our minds away from who we are as a people, how we're supposed to respect each other, respect ourselves, and present ourselves. I mean, half of the stuff, I don't even watch TV, really. Like, you know, I see so much news on my own. You know, like, I don't even need to, you know, the reality show thing, I'm living that. So, I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, I ain't knocking nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, enough respect. Everybody's doing their thing, they're getting their paper, how they get it. But I can only respect the ones that are giving something back. You know what I mean? And if it's just a bunch of drama and hoopla, then you know, for me, I'm not really doesn't amaze me at all.
Right.
You know?
That's right. That's right.
I'm about my community, my people, loving them, helping them, and doing all that I can. So y'all gonna be seeing a lot, man. These brothers, man. You know, your boy Down Figure, legendary EMAN. We're gonna be doing a lot. 2015, 2000, 8,000.
That's right.
You know, 2015, y'all, it's going down, man. Just letting you know, and you know, just keep watching, keep listening, man, because you know, there's a lot. You know, we can't give it to you all in one shot, but we can tell you right now, man, it's a lot, man, and you know, we just be informative and be willing to listen. You know what I mean? And again, comment, man. If you all got something you want to say, just comment. So we gonna take a break. But then we're going to come back with a couple of other things. And like my man Mr. Woodson over there, we're going to tell a little story on him. And then, you know, we're going to do our thing, man. Legendary EMAN in the place to be is what we do. Y'all stay in the game. That's what's up. We'll be right back. Cheers, boy Down Figure. Stay in the game, you know what I'm saying? Grown folks lounge in the building, y'all. Legendary EMAN, it's boy Down Figure. We back, you know what I'm saying, with my peoples, Black Westchester in the building, AJ Woodson, my man David Jones. We was going in with a couple of days earlier, you know what I mean, and again, you know, I'm definitely feeling the whole situation, man, you know, very informative, very intelligent. And so, you know, we on the part 2 right now, and we're going to get to a couple other things for Urban Soul Media.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about Urban Soul Media. What's going on with that?
Urban Soul Media is the parent company of BlackWestchester.com, People4 Politics, Spiritual Minded, and also what we're going to start also is a social website where we're going to bring people, business, and events together in Westchester County, but all for the metro area too. It's called 914 Connect, where you can log on, you can become a member, and you can network with each other. It's going to be it's going to be just like Facebook. You can also log on with your Facebook account, so you can connect it to Facebook. So Urban Soul Media is bringing media to the people of color, to the poor community, to Black people, Latino people, you know, so we can begin to network with each other and create conversation that will better our community, and also for the entrepreneurs, you know, to come on board also. So, you know, Urban Soul Media is just what it is. It's urban, and it's the soul of the urban community, and we're going to try to put it through media.
No doubt. I don't have much to add to that other than we originally met back in the days when my brother right here was going to do the Hip Hop Hall of Fame in Mount Vernon, and that was the beginning of Urban Soul Entertainment. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we had the plan. You know what I'm saying? I had the media background. For people that don't know, I used to write for The Source and every other hip hop magazine and Word Up magazine and everybody else back in the day. So, you know, this is what I've done all my life. Amsterdam News, all of that stuff, the Daily Challenge. So this is, I brought that side to, you know, he had the plan, I had the connects with hip hop, we teamed up together, and we were going to do the Hip Hop Hall of Fame in Mount Vernon until a little run-in with the mayor. He kind of wanted to do it kind of on his own, or, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it ended up not happening. So I forgot about Urban Soul. So we revamped Urban Soul Entertainment. That's right. And created the Urban Soul Media Group. You know what I'm saying? So we can do everything under that. And who knows, it might be a label or something. You know, all kinds of stuff could come through that. So anyway.
You know, and I want to add to that. And I think when around the time you went to Atlanta, we took Urban Soul Entertainment, and we also formed an independent record label. But remember, we was working with the groups.
Right.
And you went to Atlanta, and then we started Architect Music Group, which you know, we had a studio, everything. That didn't work out, and I sold all the equipment. You know, that's what you got to do. You just have to cash out sometimes. You know, you just have to cash out. You can't drop no more money in the project, and you have to call it back. But when we reconnected, you know, I thought it would be a great time, you know, to bring back urban soul. You know, because what it stands for and what we're all about, and being community orientated and trying to be for the community and being a voice of the community. You know, and God has blessed us that people are starting to really recognize the website and the magazine for what it is, and really starting to look at us for opinions, you know, on what's going on in the black community. Because especially in Westchester County, you know, there's an older black county paper, you know, and we tried on purpose not to make it like that paper was, because of the fact, out of the respect for the paper, and we wasn't trying to create no competition. You understand what I'm saying? So we put a little different flavor on it, and we addressed some of the different issues. You know, we kept the hip hop in there, we kept to put the sports in there. You know, so we're not any type of competition with the other elder paper. You know, without them, we wouldn't even have a goal to really do it on a different level. You know that we're trying to do.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, man. You know what I'm saying? I really like what y'all doing, man. You know, I like how you started from it and you're evolving, and it's a great thing. And you know, we need to see more of that, man. You know, we need to have our own networks, and we need to be networking. You know, I mean, it's all good to be on these other networks, but at the same time, you know, we need to have our own networks so we can communicate with each other. But for some reason, I see us communicating with everybody in the world, but we can't pass each other on the street without trying to kill each other.
That's right. That's right.
That's lack of communication. Somewhere in there, we're not getting it that we're the same.
That's right.
And that goes for Black, Latino. We all the same, fam. I mean, you know the history. I ain't got to go there with you. You know what I mean? And yeah, you want to speak to that?
One of the things I like, Captain Dennis and the Peacekeepers, one of the messages with the Peacekeepers is, and what's a beautiful thing, you have Christians, Muslims, 5% atheists, Democrats, Republicans, poor, rich. The bottom line is we're all black men. You understand what I'm saying? So once we pull that together, you know what I'm saying, and leave all our differences at the door. Like we had a meeting in Queens, and it was beautiful. It was in a Christian church. The pastor of that church gave the prayer in the beginning, and the head of Mosque number 7 gave the prayer at the end. You know what I'm saying? So it was a beautiful thing. And even on our show, you know, we've had, you know, Qasim Allah, and we talk about the 5%ers, the gods on earth. It's their 50th anniversary. We discussed all of that. Like all of that's the black community. We dealing with everything. And we just ran a piece about the 2 Republicans, black Republicans that got elected into this year. And that's important. That's still black history. That's still now I'm not Republican, and I don't agree with a lot of things they do, but that's still those are our first black. You know, we got to represent on both sides of the aisle. You know what I'm saying? And we have to come together, and that's the problem. And a lot of things we work on, one man being the head of blacks in law enforcement, we're working on a lot more police community relations. Because what happens at a certain point, you keep seeing your man get beat in the head and everybody, you know, your people getting killed. You got no respect for them cops. And the same thing with the cops on their defense, when they keep getting these situations, they keep running across these knuckleheads, they start seeing, we start judging the many by the few. Now, there's only a few bad apples, the cops that's doing what they're doing. There's a lot of black cops, a lot of cops that do their job. You know what I'm saying? They do it right. And we want to say we're not anti-law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? We just anti anybody coming in and violating our community. You know what I'm saying? So we try to do all of that and pull that together.
And the follow up on what my brother AJ was saying, you know, we got to understand the black community and the Latino community, we the only communities throughout the United States that have no say in how our community are policed. You know, I mean, you can't, the things that they do in our community, you can't do it in the Hasidic community. You can't do it in the Italian community. You can't do it in the Irish community. But you find a way, they can always do it in the black community. You know, so the problem is bringing our own people up to the knowledge of what they need to do, you know, to say, hey, listen, we want the same respect as every other ethnic group. But on the other hand, you know, we can't fall into play for what the media is saying. Now the media is going to say black on black crime, right? But if you look at the studies, 90% of black people kill black people. So they call that black on black crime. But if you look at the other side, 90% of white people kill other white people, right? But see, they don't call that black on black crime.
White on white crime.
Well, white on white crime. They don't call that.
That's just crime.
Right. That's not even, you know, that's not even crime. They don't even talk about it. But see, what happens is when a white man go up into a movie theater, or he run up in a school and kill on that, they don't call it white on white crime. They call it a tragedy. You understand what I'm saying? So the media, the media plays into how we look at our situations. We cannot allow media, especially white media, to marginalize us, to make our lives less valuable than white people. We gotta look at it for what it is. But we're not doing it. Now on the police side, you know, yeah, you got a lot of good black law enforcement out there. I've been in law enforcement for 25 years.
A lot of good white law enforcement.
Right, and a lot of good white ones. You got a lot of good law enforcement, period. But the problem is that we don't hold the bad ones accountable, right? When you have the rotten apple, you know, you keep the rotten apple in the bunch. You're supposed to pull the rotten apple out of the bunch. See, so if we can't as good law enforcement, we want the good law enforcement to break that blue wall of silence, you know, and say, listen, we can't have y'all down with us, you know, because you're making our job harder, right? So that goes the same way with the community, you know. So everybody said, well, you know, no snitching. Well, I don't want no robber in my building. You know, not saying I'm a snitch, but you gotta protect your own community, and that's when the peacekeepers come in.
So we can police. We need to go back to
our
own community.
We can start policing our own communities, so we don't have to look for the police. We can get that bad apple out of our community, and if he happen to do crime and get caught by the cops, that's his business. So we have to continue to have conversation. We have to continue to use media, you know. And try to build our own media so we can have this type of conversation, and we can continue to enlighten people so they can make change. Because see, we don't vote. We don't take part in the process. See, Obama's not running no more. So So what's going to excite Black and Latino people to come to the polls now? Since Obama's not running anymore. See, we came out and record.
They might not let another black one run in a while.
Well, I don't think another black one want to run. I'm not going through all that from what Obama went through. You know, they disrespected him from the beginning. So what does that tell us? You know, if he's the president of the United States,
they can't get no respect.
And they can't get no respect, right? If you're a black man, if you're a black cop, and you get shot and killed more by your own white counterparts, you know, and they make you the victim, what does that tell young people? That I can't even be a cop and look like, because the 4 state parole officers who was in their uniform of the day with badges around their neck was pulled over by white cops and put on the face down on the ground with guns, when guns and rifles to their head, because they didn't believe that they were New York State parole officers, and they was driving a New York State parole registered car.
Had New York State parole on the vest.
On the vest and everything.
Had the badges around their neck.
So we're looking at they are degrading us on a level that we have to continue to reinforce that we come from greatness, you know, and we can address issues and be professional to our children. And that's what we try to do through Urban Soul Media. That's what we try to do through People Before Politics, and that's what we try to do through Black Westchester.
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah, man.
You know, and you know, I think one of our main issues too is we won't listen to the people, but we'll listen to some network that says, this is what happened today. So you see the clip, oh wow, look what happened. But you don't know how that clip was manufactured, put together. You gotta understand, they got equipment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's right.
I work at television stations, they got all kinds of stuff. So they can make you think a rocket went to the moon, and you believe it. You know what I'm saying? But when the people speak,
that's right.
Ah, man, what's wrong with them? What does the Constitution, the very Constitution, say? We the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm just saying, as a people, communication seems to be the problem, and people get caught up in the fascination and the sensationalism of the entertainment side of things, and then the realities I end up being entertainment too. So now nobody's living for real.
That's right.
You know, because they think that, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to stay in this state of mind until I get what I want. And then the realness is happening in front of them. They get knocked upside the head and people wonder why, oh, he was such a good person. But, you know, you got to be aware. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop walking around. You know what I mean? So, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. That's right. But, you know, we're going to be having a lot of discussions because this is why we're here. We're letting you guys know when we in the building. Black Westchester, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be doing a lot with them, man. Right. Urban World Day, you're going to see a lot of them on there. And Urban Soul Media, you're going to be checking them out. You're going to be checking out their website. And I want you all to network with them and join up with them too. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. If we keep the word circulating, then we'll know what's going on. See, when the African brothers played the log to let them know that it was coming, some people did get it and they were able to get out of the way before the slave catchers came in. The problem was they weren't looking for white faces. You know what I'm saying? Because white faces weren't coming through the jungle back then. So how do we get to the white faces? You know what I mean? So, you know, we gotta atone for things that we've done to ourselves. And accept that reality of it, because when we do that, then we can move on. And we're great people, man. We've got a lot going for us. You know what I mean? But for some reason, we just hate each other. You know, but you know, that's a whole other discussion.
Doing our music too.
You know what I mean? But I'm gonna get to one last thing before we go, man, real quick. You know, just want to mention JVC Force, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we gonna take it to the hip hop right now. We don't want y'all to think we, you know, we know we ain't CNN and nothing like that. But it's always good to be informed. So please take heed to what's being said, because it's definitely wise information. But Mr. Woodson, man, JVC Force.
Yes.
You know, we can go to a whole nother realm on that, but just tell me a little bit about that real quick and where you come from with that.
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, I want to say shout out to my partner in rhyme, B Love, who, before I get into it, has a new project out with Steve Penn. Their group is called BSP. You can catch them on Facebook. Their label is Blue Era Entertainment, BLUERAENT.com. You can find out everything about them, their new project. I'm probably gonna be sprinkled in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we did Strong Island. For those that remember, we were the ones who kind of coined the phrase of Long Island being called Strong Island, which I always credit. We sampled from Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? Strong Island, where I got a wildin', you hear them all in the chorus. But before that, everybody in Long Island was representing Brooklyn. Like at the time when we came out, you had to be from one of the boroughs. Hev wasn't out yet. You know, Hev just came out. Brand New Beans just came out. So you were starting to get a little New Rochelle and Mount Vernon. But you had to be from one of the 5 boroughs to be accepted as hip hop. And what we kind of did is gave Long Island, like you could be proud to be from Long Island, because a lot of cats was representing wherever they was from. I mean, Rakim said, roughing up to take New York to Long Island. You know, Chuck D said, Strong Island, where I got a wildin'. But other than that, nobody was talking about Long Island. And Long Island was a very diverse place with a lot of talent. And Strong Island kind of gave that the voice, gave them, you know what I'm saying, the anthem. So everybody, all these young cats, like, they was proud to represent where they was from. So that was our kind of our legacy, Strong Island. So.
No doubt, man. And you know, we I'm gonna have to get him back in here just to go through that, because I mean, the time when you guys came out, you know, it was an awesome time, and it was a historical time to me that opened the portal to so many things. Because when you guys were putting those records out then, it was really at the beginning of hip hop going into a big global realm, as far as people started making records and really, I mean, because records were being made, but you know, you guys came, EPMD, like it was a lot of people that were coming at that time, and you know, that was like the diving board, to where, you know, 10 years after that, then, you know, we're 2014 now, so, but you know, we're going to get him back up here, man. We're going to go into a whole thing on his experience with that, because I think that's a great story to be told as well. And I'm sure there's a lot of information and a lot of things in it that you can reveal that will be some gems. So I'm gonna go back to Urban Soul Media, and hey man, look, like I said, y'all check out Black Westchester, man. You know what I'm saying? BlackWestchester.com. Go on there. Facebook is Black Westchester Magazine. Go on and like on the page. You know, you see it in my box. You'll see me promoting it. Jump on it, man. They also on Urban World Daily. You can check them out over there as well. And just be looking out, man. You know, we got a lot coming up, man. And you're going to be seeing a lot of us, man, together doing a lot of things. And much respect and much blessings to everybody out there. And before I go, though, you want to give a shout out?
There's a couple of people down with us. Of course, it's me and David K. Jones, co-founders of it. But we got our co-host, Cynthia Turnquest Jones, on People Before Politics. We got Priscilla Ichi. She holds it down. When we need quotes, she goes out. When she schedules all our guests, she holds it down. We got Rashad Bilal. He's the financial advisor. You know what I'm saying? And we got a bunch of other people behind us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we're the two you see, but there's a whole bunch of people behind us. That's right. It's a movement right now. Black Westchester, the voice of the black community. You know what I'm saying? And paraphrase Run DMC, we got the right to vote, and we'll elect. Politicians can't stand us, but give us respect. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, word up. So that's what it is. Any last words, my man?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, brother, for having us on, man. I think it was great building with you, man, and this is going to be a beautiful relationship moving forward. You know, all the people that's watching, you could definitely go to urbansoulmedia.com, blackwestchester.com. Check us out on Facebook, Black Westchester Magazine. Yeah, the show come on every Sunday from 6 to 8 on InTheMixRadio.com. Mixed with two X's, radio.com, and you can see us live video stream. We video stream it live, and then if you miss the show, you can always go on blackwestchester.com, scroll down to the People Before Politics show, and all our past shows are on there. You're gonna get a lot of information. You're gonna have a lot of laughs. I mean, sometimes, you know, when you talk about issues, everybody think it's serious, but we get our laugh on the show too. We definitely have fun while we're doing the show. And I also like to plug CupcakeCutie.com, the baddest cupcakes and cakes in the metro area. You can go Instagram, Cupcake Cutie Boutique. Definitely check it out, and CupcakeCutieBoutique.com. She do parties, she do everything. It's really great, and you can also check out the link. It's on blackwestchester.com. And once again, check us out, blackwestchester.com. The news with a black point of view. We're telling your story, so you can reach us if you got stories that you anything going on in any community. Reach out to us. We're on Twitter,
Instagram, YouTube, everywhere.
Everywhere. We're everywhere. So reach out to us if you got a story, you know, and if you're a victim of police brutality. Blacks in Law Enforcement of America, BLEAUSA.org. You can reach the organization there. They have pamphlets. How do you survive police confrontation? How do you know your child's in the gang? How do you know if you're a victim of domestic violence? We do a lot of things in the community, and they're hooked up with blackwestchester.com and Urban Soul Media. We want to keep our community safe.
I just want to say, you know, we've only a couple of months strong, but that's what we want to do, more community events, you know, Toys for Tots, you know what I'm saying, feeding the homeless. You know what I'm saying? We want to do the Mickey Barnes thing, you know, the trailer load of turkeys and Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? We want to do all our things for the community to fill that void. So that's what it is. And I just want to say, me and my man right here go back to high school. So me and my man here go back to like 96. Me and my man here go back to high school. So this is like a family reunion for me. Like, it feels real good. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be here with you guys, man. Again, I appreciate y'all coming on, man. Urban Soul Media, Black Westchester Magazine, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy Don Figure, Stay the Game. Grown Folks Lounge in the building, legendary E-Man on the mix. You know what we do, man. Shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just like I said, man, you know, we're gonna put the info in the box so y'all know exactly how to link up with them, man. Definitely connect, man. You know what I'm saying? Check them out, man. Very informative, very intelligent, man. And you know, we gotta keep communication, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If we break down the communication, man, it's gonna be problems, man. If you see what's going on right now, serious gap with how our people are communicating, man. And you know, we're gonna get y'all back in here on that, man. Talk about, you know, how can we help bridge this gap, you know what I mean? So, you know, y'all keep looking out, man, for Black Westchester Urban Soul Leader, man. Boy, John Finger, Urban World Daily. Legendary E-Man, what we do. Don't forget to support the math maze. That's what we do. We're going to talk about that next time. Lisa Willis, love you. Lorenzo Murphy.